In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make a simple animation in After Effects. This will include basic motion and some simple particle systems. The files that I'm using in this tutorial were created in my last video and can be downloaded from my Gumroad if you want to follow along. Or you can create these files yourself by following the tutorial I made that's up right now. Click this link. Let's get into it. But we're going to go New Project. We're going to import our footage, File, Background, Character and Face, and I should be able to bring the background in. It will auto-populate, bring our character right above our background, and let's bring our face right above our character. There we go. Right now we have our timeline where it's at 10 seconds. I don't think we're going to need 10 seconds, but we'll leave it there. Cool thing that we have here is we can start by animating her face. Here we'll click on face. Let's go P for position, and let's set a keyframe. Let's move forward. And about 15 frames in, let us move our face out. So that's a little fast. Let's go one second in. And let's also come into these and let's go F9. Easy ease. Let's click this. Pull that over. And pull this over. Take this to about 1 frame or 1 second. Let's see what it's like at 2 seconds. This seems to be a little rough. Let's bring it out a little bit. That shoots out kind of nice. I actually might bring that forward a little bit. Make it kind of sit there. And then we will also have it go back in. So what I'm going to do is take this keyframe at the end. 8. Let's go Command V or Command Copy, Command V. And let's take this and go Command Copy, and we'll set this right here, Command V, and back in like that. We want it to kind of be the same. We're going to have to come up with something to put in between, man. In between. This is a lot of attention that we're calling for. 10 whole seconds of everyone's attention. Kind of depressing that that's actually not a realistic request from people nowadays. Let's go right click here, new, solid. And with that solid, we can go blue, okay. Okay, that's going to be over the top. Now watch what happens when I go difference on this. Difference, there we go. And then if you want to change the color of this, you can go effects and presets, hue saturation. Boom. Effects controls, and we can change this. And so we have all of that manipulation power that we had over there in here. And there is a classic difference in here, but I have never noticed a difference. Figures, right? So a cool thing that we can do with this is we can have, before we even turn this on, let's turn this off. If we get, let's say we want to have some cubes pouring out of her face. So I kind of want her face to, let's get out of this mode. I kind of want her face to stay face for at least 15 frames. So it's like, whew, there we go. Or Control Z, and then let's actually have her face stay for, probably won't do a full second because people will get bored. So we'll do 15 frames of it closed at the end. Just enough to really get the sell what we're doing here. Now we can go like this. I can go new, solid. Doesn't matter which color you pick. I'm just going to pick a new one. Okay. If I just hit enter, I'm renaming. We are calling this particles. I love this. And so the particles are going to be here. They're actually going to be behind the face. We don't want them to go in front of the face. And these particles are going to, in order to turn this into particles, we go particle. particle
World.
So we're going to go to per particle. We're going to change this to
Cube.
I like it. We're going to go to physics. Direction axis, that's fine. Gravity vector. There we go. So I want a little bit, which is the Y, the X, and the Z. I know it's different than in Blender. So this is the X axis, this is the Y axis. So I want them to be coming a little bit on the Z axis. What we're going to do is we're going to go Y axis is good. Negative X axis is good as well, because we want them pouring out of her face. So let's do half gravity to the left, like that. That's what we want. We like that. Because we want it to, the producer to be actually back here. And we want the birth size. So this is some things we're going to have to mess with. Birth size is going to be much smaller. We're going to take these down to like 0.9 or 0.07, just so that they're not clipping through the face. And then we can also take the producer down in size. And we're probably going to take the velocity down a decent amount as well. Let's take this to 0.5. There we go. See? That's what we're looking for. And so these will just start pouring out. And now that those are going to be pouring out, resistance to gravity can be up maybe a little bit. 1. All right, let's see what that looks like. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Now that we kind of have that, and we can just move this anywhere, so we can move this up so it actually looks like it's coming out of her face. That's just going to spread it out. We don't want that. And then we're also going to make this be negative. We want it to really be coming out. We don't want it to be hitting her chin. See how this one's kind of hitting her chin? So the resistance, we're going to set this back at 0. But I don't want anything clipping. I kind of want to mess with the Z gravity a little bit as well. Ah, that's what we want. We want it coming out this way. I like that a lot. See, we're kind of moving it in 3D space here. So maybe what we're going to have her head do is we're going to actually delete this keyframe. And this one we're going to have go up. So her face is going to kind of shoot off up. And then right here, we're going to go Command Copy, Command V. And then it'll come back in. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to go back to our particles. We're actually going to give it a little bit of resistance. I don't know what that did, so I'm going to Control Z that. I'm going to give it a little bit of resistance. Oh, that was a lot of resistance, like 0.5. And then the inherent velocity, let's bring that actually down to probably about, oh, I like 31. Let's click on this and let's go. That looks pretty good. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to come back to these particles and we're going to change the color. Birth to death. I think they're just going to be the same color the whole time. Origin constant. Honestly, that is actually kind of cool because watch, when I turn this on, that's what it looks like. And then it'll go back on. Dude, this is going to look sick. Okay, so then another thing we need to do is on particles, right here, we need to go to birth rate, 0. And we're going to go U. And then right here, we need birth rate to be 2. Boom. So, and then the nice thing is we can take this and we can go F9 for easy ease. And then we can go here and we can go like that. I like that. And then that's going to start moving back. So like right here, we can go birth rate, add a keyframe. And right here, we'll have 0. Boom. See, but even before then, this needs to stop. So like right here. And then that sits back on. Now we can go like this, and I can go new, solid, make this red, okay, mask, particle, mask, boom. And this is actually going to be transparent, but I'm going to be able to go G. Now watch this. Now I go particle mask, inverted. Let's turn off masks. Now watch this. It's actually coming out of her face. Now, one thing I did want to do, because the light is coming from the other direction, is let's turn off this. And here we see that the light is actually coming from the wrong direction on these cubes. So I can go to particles, and this is really sick. So we can go to light direction. There we can go. This is more that direction, which is great. So now the light should really be coming from, it's almost a little bit too much on the axis. We need it more this way. Yeah. So it's right over here. The light's coming from over here, which is where her light's coming from, which is really good. So now when we do turn this back on, it should be doing exactly what we want it to do, which is casting blue on this side and casting orange on this side. Another thing we can do is we can mess with the opacity of this, where right here, T for opacity at 100. Right here, we can have it at 0. So it fades into that. And then set another Q, and right here, 0. Take all of these, F9, V, And we can even make that a little bit, make that hit more when this starts pouring out. So we can take this to like right here. And not so sharp. I like that a lot. That's super cool and completely non-destructive because we can change the color of this at any time. It can be whatever color we want it to be, which is really cool. Like we can have so much fun with this and like master lightness, take the lightness down, bring it back to kind of the blues and oranges, but more readable. Make her eyes glowing a little bit more, make it blue and yellow. That's kind of sick too. Master saturation. Bring the saturation down on it. Master lightness. This will be just the base color. That'll be full negative. But I like you can really do some cool shit with this. I kind of like this being at 0. I feel like it's the most readable and crazy. And then we can still have kind of like this. This is kind of cool. Where it's like definitely very, you still see her face. It's like, oh shit, yeah, vomiting, whatever the hell that is. Inverse, we can have it be blue, pink. I don't know. These are all different ideas. I'm torn because I really like the blue and red glow. It's just definitely hard to read. So what we could do is change the background color to be a different color, right? So background, hue, saturation. Background. See, that's sick. That's so sick. And the cool thing is we can set that. We can go control. I can duplicate this, right? Control D, and then I can remove this from the top one, and I can go royal blue U or U. Grab these because these is just opacity, right? Command copy, and then on this one, I can go T, and I can go Command V, and it's the exact same thing. Unfortunately, that's not what I want. So actually Control Z. We're actually going to move this background down. We're going to go on this one. We're going to go T, Control U, or Control V. There we go. So that comes in like that and changes the background. And then it goes right back to what it was. Oh. And we're not even done like adding all the effects that we might want. Now that we have that color, I do want to come down to royal blue. And I like this color a lot, but I really want to see what the reds look like again. Because I just think this is going to be much more readable now. And I love the idea of like the glow coming from inside her head. So that's just really cool to me too. It's like her eyes are lighting up. The molten cubes coming out. Like it's just kind of cool to me. And what we can do as well is we can come here, we can go onto particles, we can go vector blur, and then we'll put glow on top of the vector blur. Because this is a wild kind of thing. This kind of really messes with the cubes a lot in like a really cool way. So it's like blurring them based off of, oh, look at that, I ended up on 13 completely by accident. Source, effects and masks. I don't think that's doing anything. Lightness, red, grain, blue, alpha. See, that's sick. angle offset. What's that doing? I mean, that looks sick. It's like going to come out as like this molten mess and turn into cubes. Nah, that one loses a little bit of its 3D effect to it, so we're going to take that down. Now what happens if I add glow on top of this, though? Glow. See, this is what I was thinking. Amount. There we go. This is what I wanted. And then let's take this down to 0. So vector blur amount is 13. Just trying to make sure it's all looking good. Let's mess around with the glow. There we go. That's more like it, dude. I love that look. That just looks so sick to me. That looks so sick to me. It's just so simple. And then I think what I am going to do is these particles birth rate. I think I'm going to have their birth rate start just slightly sooner. It's like I want it coming out as soon as her head kind of moves out of the way. So it'll be like right there. Like, yeah, like let it go, let it happen. And then honestly, you might even be able to throw it above. Might actually be able to throw it above the face. Because I feel like, yeah, they're passing the face. Like it's coming out. You see that it's coming at you a little bit. It's going in front of the rock. It's just like a detox. I'm gonna cut it there, ladies and gentlemen. Grubs and bacteria, germs and viruses, all of the above. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for following along this After Effects animation tutorial. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to support the channel, a lot of these projects and other projects are up on my Gumroad. Link is down in the description. And if you didn't catch the building of the layers that we used in this project, definitely check out the video right here.